How about saying hello to the man who wrote that one? Coming out, Bobby.
Hi there, this is Pete Howard, Director of Concert Posters for Heritage Auctions. And wow, how about this one? I mean, you've seen it before. Well, this is a terrifically graded copy from the David Schwartz Concert Poster Collection. And my first question for you is, did you see the movie? Because I did 3 times, a couple times with my kids, turning them on to the old generation stuff. But wow, so Bob and Joan are on everybody's lips. It's a huge hit movie. And, it's just a great time, obviously, to be hunting for Bob and Joan things together. There are very few concert posters with both of them on it. This, of course, as I said, you've seen it. It's in the Art of Rock and everything. It is an absolute timeless classic in both the psychedelic and regular concert poster worlds. Spring of 1965, Bob Dylan and Joan Baez on their joint tour, which of course is mentioned in the movie, and how Bob didn't want to go out and sing Blowing in the Wind and the same old songs. So it's an important, focal point of the movie. And this, of course, is a tour blank, meaning that space up at the top was meant for various venues and ticket prices and dates to be stamped in. But, it was not used very much. Because, Dylan reportedly did not like it. But we have these blanks, however, and they have interestingly emerged. Usually when there's a tour blank, people slightly prefer with the information printed in. Well, in this poster's case, it's the blank that's emerged as the star because of CGC grading. And when which just drives the psychedelic poster hobby now at the highest prices. And this 9.6 near mint plus is just killer. I have never seen or heard of a 9.8, so I think this is as high as it's been graded. Just a marvelous, wonderful grade that obviously drives a lot of our decisions about bidding on and buying concert posters these days. So you probably know that the poster artist was a folk singer himself, Mr. Eric Von Schmidt. And in fact, his initials are even on the poster down there in the circle in the lower left with the VS there. It's kind of interesting. If you're a real Bob fan like I am, you'll remember that Dylan name checks Eric Von Schmidt on his first album. Yeah, Baby Let Me Follow You Down. He speaks of Eric in the intro. So, the artwork was inspired pretty much by turn-of-the-century French art. And it's just really grabbed the psychedelic concert poster world. It's not news. I mean, certainly the last decade or two, and just become an important part of many, many psychedelic concert poster collections. Because collectors, how can you ignore Dylan in any music poster collection, but there's not a psychedelic Dylan concert poster that exists. However, this sort of has, a little bit of one foot on either platform, and it fits really snugly and nicely into psychedelic poster collections, and it's great that CGC grades it, so that, gives it that the same feature that psychedelic concert posters get. But, as I said, Dylan supposedly squashed it. Kind of funny, with most musicians, including the Beatles and the Rolling Stones, you can find out if these things happen because the musicians talk. Well, if you know Dylan, he, I won't quite say rarely gives interviews, but he rarely, if ever, gives straight answers. And, even in the mid-'60s and even to this day, you can't show him an image of the poster and ask him, what was the story behind this? He just is unconventional. He's just not going to answer it in any way that can be useful. But being a Dylan fan since '68, collector since '72, and scholar for about 40 years, of all the theories floated about why Dylan didn't want this poster to be used much, I believe it's because it just harkens back to the Washington Square, Greenwich Village, 1962 and 63 folky days. Even with him having a corduroy cap, which was only on the cover of his first album. And here he's already been in March of '65 in the recording studio, bringing it all back home with songs like Subterranean Homesick Blues, full rockers. Dylan was in full transition to the electric world, even though he had not done it in concert yet. And so I think the fact that it's just outdated artwork as far as Dylan's image trumps all the other reasons we might have heard, such as maybe his nose looked too big or something like that. So, but regardless, we love it because, most Dylan fans like me, we love every phase of him, from his first album through his folky and acoustic years, up into the electric and everything else. Now, notice how deep and rich the rust color is on this. It's just really, that's where the 9.6 grade comes in. It's not the least bit. This poster fades really easily though. If anybody puts it up, they have to put it up with UV plexiglass to protect it from fading. Even the Art of Rock book, which gave it a big image, by the way, look at the copy they had to shoot for the book. It's really faded to heck. So this poster's tough to find with those rust-colored background, as I call it, really deep and rich, and luckily that's exactly what this has. So, well, once again, I hope you saw the movie. And I saw it in the theater, by the way. I just like to support the movie business. And you know, Joan, and the Joan Baez actress, was just killer in that too. And she's experienced a nice lift in profile, not that she needed one because of the movie. So has Pete Seeger, for that matter. But we have no Pete Seeger concert posters in this spring auction. So, once again, a real gem from the David Schwartz concert poster collection, and this is coming up on Friday, April 18th. And to see more and read all about it, just go ahead to go to ha.com/7414.